Attention, the following broadcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Friday Night Smackdown review. You are here with Just G this week. It is my turn to do the review. I hope everybody is well and having a wonderful Saturday morning. Before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Tell us how you felt about this week's Friday Night Smackdown. And yeah, let's get on into it. So we start off with Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar as our first match. So from the beginning of the match, Rey is very in control, not giving Santos chance to move, not giving Santos chance to counter. Santos has a little bit of he's holding his leg. I'm not sure whether he's done a bit of damage or whether he's playing on it, like Rey has caused him some pain. But then Santos out of nowhere gets some kind of like energy, some second wind, and he's up and he's going on Rey. He hits Rey with a missile drop kick. Rey then tries to set up for a 619, but Santos ends up out of the ring. So Rey instead goes for a sliding frog splash from the under the bottom rope onto Santos. Back in the ring, we are in the corner of one of the ring. I can't speak today. We are in the ring corner. Santos is going in on Rey. He's like going in on Rey. Rey, however, manages to counter it and turn it round so that Santos is then in the corner and he's going punch after punch after punch. But Santos then manages to launch Rey Mysterio across the ring into the opposite corner and he goes face first into that turnbuckle. It looks painful. It looks so painful. Rey then manages to get up and from top rope hits a seated senton, a double clothesline, and then a moonsault, one after another, to Santos Escobar. Rey Mysterio attempts to pin, but Santos kicks out at 2. So then Rey Mysterio is setting up for another 619. As he goes to do the 619, Santos already knows how long it takes him to go ring to ring. He is ready. He kicks Rey Mysterio before he manages to successfully hit that 619. What a great counter that was. So we are then outside of the ring now, over by the announce table. Rey Mysterio grabs like the bit that covers like the cameras, the monitors and that. I don't know what it's called. This is like a bit of... yeah, and he smacks Santos Escobar with it, and then hits a seated senton off the announce table to Santos Escobar. He flies into the barrier. He looks like he is out for the count, and yeah, he just looks like he's not ready to move from that. So then we have Santos in ring and Rey stood on the apron outside of the ropes. He's like hitting Santos over the ropes. And Santos kind of like falls into the ring and then Rey goes to jump over the ropes, but as he goes to jump over the ropes, somebody, a masked figure, a masked person grabs Rey's leg and pulls him and stops him from jumping. He's still stood on the side apron, and Rey turns around to see who it is. And as they take off their jacket, they take off their mask, it is none other than his son, Dominic Mysterio. Obviously now Rey's back in action. Dom's obviously going to be here to cause drama and cause trouble for his deadbeat dad. So Rey's obviously got his back to Santos at this point. Rey can't see what Santos is doing in ring. He hits a 619 off Rey Mysterio. He uses Rey Mysterio's finishing move and then hits a phantom driver to Rey Mysterio. 1, 2, 3. Santos Escobar wins this match. He rolls out the ring. Dominic Mysterio walks around and they like hugging, walking down the ramp. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I do like how Dom is like ready to cause drama and trouble for Rey Mysterio again. So yeah, we'll see where that one goes. Okay, so our next match for this evening was a tag team qualifying match for the 6-way tag match at WrestleMania. So the teams are A-Town Down Under, which is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, versus the OC, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Whoever wins this match will face the people who win the other qualifying match tonight next week for the position to go, for the win to go into that 6-man tag match at WrestleMania. So we start with Austin Theory and Luke Gallows. The OC are dominating. Oh, by the way, we do have Minchin ringside for this as well. So the OC are dominating. They've took Theory, they've got him in the corner. Anderson is tagging in, Luke Gallows is tagging in. They're not giving him chance to get back over to Grayson Waller, kicking Austin Theory, dominating, in control. Eventually they do swap over, and there's a bit of confusion in this match because it's like tag after tag after tag. It's like, I'm not sure when Grayson's in, I'm not sure when Austin Theory's in, I'm not sure when Luke Gallows is in, I'm not sure when Anderson is. The tags are very quick and very frequent in this match, and it was quite confusing, to be honest. But we do see Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson is like underrated. He is so underrated. He is so good in the ring. Like, the way he was going in on Austin Theory in the middle of the match was incredible. He did a neck breaker to Austin Theory. It looked phenomenal. Like, I really think he's overlooked. After the neck breaker, he takes out Theory and Waller, so they're both like down and out of it. Then he does another neck breaker from the top of the ropes to Theory. Double neck breaker. There's a lot of back and forth in this match between the four of them because, as I said, there's constant tags in, tags out. So yeah, eventually we see Grayson Waller running in to save Austin Theory. They kind of get down. Waller kind of punches Carl Anderson a few times. Eventually we do then see Austin Theory roll up Luke Gallows. Grayson Waller is stood outside the ring. Theory puts his feet up on the ring and Grayson Waller is holding him there. The ref did not notice this. 1, 2, 3, 8 down. Under have qualified for the next part of the bracket. Yeah, I like the whole putting the feet on the ring, you know, the whole the ref not seeing it. It just makes for an interesting feud going forward. So they obviously, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory quickly rolled out and ran up because obviously they know what they're up against with the OC. So yeah, that's where that one went. Okay, so our next match for this evening is Naomi, we love her queen, versus our women's champion Io Sky. So Naomi makes her entrance and then Damage Control obviously make their entrance with Io Sky. We see the Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Kai stood at the top of the ramp, but Io Sky is nowhere to be seen. Her music has been playing for a good 30 seconds now and she hasn't appeared. We then skip to a backstage screen segment. Well, it's not a segment, it's a clip of what's happening right there right now. She's actually attacking Bayley backstage. She is supposed to be making her entrance for her match, but she is attacking Bayley backstage. Okay, so the obviously officials and that intervene. They pull Io Sky off of Bayley and send her out as she's obviously due to be fighting Naomi right now. She finally appears with Damage Control at the top of the ramp and makes her way down. So Naomi, she's straight in on this. Punch to Io, punch to Io, punch to Io. Not giving Io a chance to counter anything. Naomi throws Io Sky straight into the turnbuckle head first. Io finally then gets a few punches in on Naomi and she hits a Hurricane Rana to Naomi from the top rope. There's a lot of back and forth between the two girls. They are both dominating very much. Like, there's no control from either of them. It's a bit from Naomi, a bit from Io, a bit from Naomi. So then Naomi top rope hits a crossbody to Io Sky. Io hits a Meteora to Naomi and Naomi flies straight into the turnbuckle. So we then move on to Io is top rope, Naomi's on one of the middle ropes. Naomi manages to hit a superplex off of the middle rope to Io Sky. She goes in for a cover, but Io Sky kicks before 3. Naomi goes top rope. She's got Io Sky down. She goes top rope. Damage Control can see that Io is in trouble at this point, so they start jumping up the side of the apron, distracting Naomi so that Io Sky can get up. She pulls Naomi down. Naomi's out on the floor. Io jumps up onto the top rope. She hits a moonsault to Naomi. 1, 2, 3. Io Sky wins. I don't know. I kind of feel like Naomi should have won that matchup, but I guess going into WrestleMania, we need to keep Io on top, on form, you know. Damage Control aren't done though at this point. They are going in on Naomi 4 against 1. In the middle of the ring, Asuka hits the mist to Naomi and Naomi can't see. She's covered in this green mist. But of course, somebody's going to come to save Naomi. Bianca's music hits. Bianca runs down. She's going in on Damage Control. She throws Dakota Kai out the way. She punches to Asuka. She goes to set up a KOD to Kairi Sane, but Dakota Kai stops her. But then Damage Control take over again. Both Bianca and Naomi are down, trying to cover each other from the protection of Damage Control. So obviously we are just here to show that Damage Control are on top. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of tension between Damage Control at the moment with the left of Bayley. Then obviously Dakota betraying Bayley and staying with Damage Control. I don't know. I like this whole story, and I'm very intrigued to see where Damage Control end up with the loss of Bayley and the gain of Dakota Kai. I feel like there's more to Dakota Kai. We've seen this kind of Dakota Kai before with Raquel back in NXT. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. We then have a little video promo of Jade Cargill. I'm very, very excited to see her. We haven't seen her since Rumble. She is an amazing wrestler and I love her so much. I just want more of her in ring. So she actually announces in this little video promo that she has signed with Smackdown and she will be making her first appearance next week. I can't wait for that. I'm so excited. Okay, so we move on to the next segment for this evening, which is our second qualifier match for the 6-man tag match at WrestleMania. So we have the Street Profits versus AOP. I'm going to be totally brutally honest with you guys. I don't actually know the names of the two guys in the AOP tag team, so I am just going to refer to them as AOP for the entire of this segment. So we start off with a member of AOP and Angelo Dawkins in the ring. They are not giving Angelo Dawkins a chance to move. They are showing they are dominant. They are showing that they are here. They don't give Dawkins a chance to move anywhere near over by Montez Ford so that he could have a possible tag if he felt like he needed to. But no, they've got him in the corner. They're going in, they're dominant. Eventually, Angelo Dawkins does manage to move and Montez tags him on the back. I don't think AOP actually noticed this, but as they come over to go for Angelo Dawkins, he ducks under them and Montez from the side of from the outside part leg kicks them up over the ropes. So then both the members of AOP are out of the ring. They have been knocked out. Montez goes to do a dive over the ropes onto AOP, who actually catch him and then powerbomb him into Angelo Dawkins, who is beside them by the stairs. Back in the ring, AOP have control of Montez Ford. They've got him over in their corner. One is like covering from the outside, one is covering from the inside round the corner. They're punching Montez, they're punching Montez, not giving him chance to move. He needs to tag Angelo Dawkins at this point. He is he's struggling. He can't move, he can't get away. Eventually he goes to move towards Dawkins from a counter, but a member of AOP catches him and he's over his arms like this, trying to reach out for Dawkins, and they kind of throw him back, but then go to swing for him, but Montez manages to duck under and he tags Angelo Dawkins in. So at this point in the match, Angelo Dawkins has control. He takes down both members of AOP. Montez is then tagged in. However, AOP managed to take down Montez very quickly and they go for a cover, but Angelo Dawkins breaks that cover, concluding to an unsuccessful pin. AOP go to do a combo on Montez Ford. Dawkins jumps in the ring and distracts them. Montez manages to do an inside cradle. 1, 2, 3. Very quickly, the Street Profits have won. I was very concerned through the entire of this match that the Street Profits were not going to win and that AOP was. I wanted the Street Profits to win, so I'm very, very, very happy they did. They rolled out the ring, they ran up the ramp, B-Fab and Bobby Lashley were there waiting for them. Yeah, it was pretty good. So next week on SmackDown, we now have Street Profits versus A-Town Down for that position, for that spot in the 6-man qualifying match. I believe we also have New Catch Republic versus, oh my god, I can't remember who it is. They have a match as well for the last final spot for the other spot in the match. Yeah. So we then move on to our main event part of this evening, which is Roman and Cody face to face alone. only themselves it's meant to be. So Roman makes his way down to the ring. He has a mic in hand. He says he's kept his word. He's come to Smackdown with no bloodline. He has Paul Heyman though, and then proceeds to say that Paul Heyman is no physical threat to anyone. So it's no problem. Cody makes his entrance down to the ring. So Roman says after Cody has arrived in the ring, I've kept my word. How about you? Have you kept yours? And then Cody says he's come alone. Cody basically says that he's come alone and that he trusts that this is what we're going to do. So now we have Roman, who calls Cody a fool. He calls him not fit to be the face of the company. He calls him not fit to be on top. He shouldn't be there. He's not going to be there. He then says how Cody was silly aligning with his little brother, including to Seth Rollins. He says he was in the Shield with Seth and he thought he was brothers. They thought they could trust each other, but then Seth turned, and that's why you're a fool for believing in Seth. So then we move on to Cody, who says, do I remember the Shield? Who doesn't? You guys were a dominant force within the WWE, a fantastic faction. He then goes on to say, do you remember the first team that beat the Shield? And he goes, because I do. And their last name was Rhodes. And oh my God, the face drop on Roman was wild. Sorry, I'm just changing my page for my notes. He then goes on to show that he wore his bullet cufflinks and says that he is very familiar with factions. He's very familiar with betrayals, obviously referencing to the Bullet Club. And he says, can I trust Seth? And then he goes on to ask the crowd, can I trust Seth? And the crowd are going, yes, yes, of course, yes. So Cody then throws out to Roman, but can you trust The Rock at WrestleMania? And he's like, we're all a bit confused here on who is actually in charge, who is really on top. Is it the tribal chief or is it the final boss? The look on Roman's face is like unpicturable. You need to see it. You need to see it. Roman then goes on to say Cody's a true politician. Cody will make all these promises to these children of the fans of the WWE, but it's all lies and he's lying and none of it's true. It's all a facade. He says Cody will only ever be number 2 because there's only one number 1, and that is me. Cody then goes on to say, as a young person, you probably would have looked up to like Bruno, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and John Cena. You probably wanted to be the next them. But then our generation, the generation to come after us, our kids, will probably want to be the next Roman Reigns. And that's okay if that's your destiny, if that's where you want to be. But here's my destiny. He's like, great, it's number 2, and laughs. And then he goes on dead serious and is like, when it comes to WrestleMania or who beats you for that bout, I'm not number 2 because I'm the 1. And then he drops the mic. I can't believe Cody was just like, I'm the 1. It's wild. Roman has had enough at this point. He leaves. He's gone. He doesn't want to hear it anymore. He's done with all Cody's bullshit. He leaves the ring and stands at the ramp by the ring. He snaps his fingers and I'm like, I know where this is going. Jimmy and Solo come from the opposite side through the crowd and have cornered Cody in the ring. So you've got Jimmy one side, Solo the other side, and Roman right in front of him. Whew. Jimmy and Solo slowly start walking around the ring to join Roman in front of Cody. Cody takes off his jacket ready to fight and he starts laughing because from the other 2 points of the crowd, Jey Uso and Seth Rollins appear. They both knew, Cody and Roman, Cody knew not to trust Roman and that the bloodline would be there. And oh my God, it ends with Seth, Jey and Cody on the apron of the ring and Roman and the bloodline, the other side, just staring down at each other. I need this. I need like a 3-on-3. I need Roman, Solo and Jimmy versus Jey, Cody and Seth. I don't know why, I just need it. But yeah, that was this week's Smackdown. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you thought. We are obviously on a road to WrestleMania now. Let me know what you think about the build up to WrestleMania going forward. I'm getting very excited for WrestleMania. I mean, there's a few matches that I'm not too bothered about, but a lot of the matches that have been announced so far have been great, and I'm really, really excited for them. But yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like. All our other socials will be down in the comment description, along with all of our personal socials as well. So if you would like to see more content, we post a lot of clips from our podcast episodes over there, so go and follow them, and we will see you next week for another review. Bye.